Well, how we doing today, people? What we've got going on today is the repairs on little Susie Q. Okay, and 1 second, let me get this tripod corrected. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got the timing belt that we have to put on little Susie. Now, as you see, that's the belt. Now remember, in cold conditions, when you start the engine, this is what can happen because the belt's really cold and frozen as well. So you got to be careful. You have to, it isn't necessarily the cold that breaks them, it's the neglect of not doing them in the right intervals, and then they get old and brittle, and then the cold helps to snap them. So every 60,000 on a Hyundai, you're supposed to do them. On this older style like this. It's an 04. So I did it once, okay? And you know, I believe this is a Hyundai belt. I should have done it, but you know, life takes over and you get busy. And the situation says it is what it is. And we're here, and there's an old saying, you can't argue with reality. You know what I'm saying? An old Chinese proverb that says you can't never argue with reality. And the reality is, the belt broke. I can't sit there and say I wish it hadn't. Boy, if it only done this and if I only done that. Sometimes you just have to take what life hands you, and you have to take your perspective and say, let's move forward in a positive attitude here, people. Let's not sit here and dwell on the fact that the belt broke, okay? It's not going to fix itself. You have to take the time. And sometimes, like yesterday, it poured here all day. It rained and rained and rained and rained. And I'm only home at certain times because I travel for work, as you know. But, you know, you have to say to yourself, do I want to struggle in the rain and try to get a tarp and do all that and be miserable? No, you don't do that. You wait until a beautiful day like this. Now it's sun's out. The sun's out. Today is, I believe, March 18th, day after St. Patty's Day. I went into Harbor Freight because I needed to get a couple items, and I'm going to go over them with you. Let's see what we got today. Today, we went and purchased this for $20. I think it was just over 21. Maybe it was 21, something like that. Okay, a nice long breaker bar, guaranteed forever. Pittsburgh is the brand, so we're not worried about having a snap-on one. We don't care about that. The other little cool item I bought, check this out. Let me show you here. This little buddy here is a tight compact light, okay? Now, I have the Bauer products. I've bought into the Bauer system, okay? And look how thin and light this is. This is an LED light. It has a hook on the back, okay? You can pull the hook up and hang it, suspend it. It articulates, okay? And all you need for this, you don't need batteries that you have to buy. It's your rechargeable ones. So you plug this baby in, just like a normal tool, and here we are. Look at that. She's pretty bright too, I'll give you. There's a couple settings. Oh, look at that's doing to the camera, but anyway, there it is. It's got really nice lighting, so when you're in tight areas, you can take this with you, and you don't have to worry about. I have a little Milwaukee one, but it seems like you have to charge that with the like the USB port, and it doesn't last really that long. Where these, if you're in a situation where you say, hey, I need more light, you can pretty much just go grab another battery. You know, you don't have to wait for the thing to charge up in the middle of a project. So we got this. I want to say this was 12 bucks, okay? Everything under 20 bucks right now is 25% off, 20% off, excuse me, 20 or 25% off. Anything under 20 bucks right now over the weekend. So if you need something at Harbor Freight, now's the time. Get up tomorrow and go. Anything under 20 bucks is 20 or 25% off. I can't remember. I know it was at least 20. So it turns out to be pretty good. The bill was like $120, and it came into $99 or something like that. So it was like 20 bucks off. But that is a cool little light that we've got. And what else? Let me see what else we've got here. So I showed you the long extension or breaker bar. Let's go over here and see what else we got. Hold on 1 second, people. Let's get the whole bucket over here so we can figure it out. Let's get it. I bought a bucket too, but look at this. for $4.99. It's a 40 by 72 inch moving blanket. Protection from dust and rain and dirt. Perfect for protecting smaller items. Heavy duty construction, 20 square feet for $4.99. I mean, even in Joe Biden's world, that's a great deal. So we're going to use this to lay down on. The other thing I bought was for my trailer. I bought these two ends. I needed the two ends. This was $8, and with the 20% off, you do the math, it was pretty cheap. But you get both ends, and right now in upstate New York, you got the salt and so forth. It gets into trailer ends and it corrodes them, makes them turn green. So we're going to fix that, and I'm going to pack it right full of grease. So we picked that up. The other thing I picked up was this Quinn scraper. This was $4.99 before the rebate or whatever. So with $20, or excuse me, 20% off, you do the math, $4.99. A really nice heavy-duty scraper. I got this for my boiler so I can scrape the entryway and stuff on it where the solenoid is. I have them. I have them scrapers. I have scrapers. I just don't know where they're at. So this one's going to stay with the boiler. The other thing I bought for $1.49 is this nice brush, okay? It's a 7-inch bench brush, perfect for workshops, home, or car. Extra long synthetic bristles, hardwood handle, works on dust and heavier debris. Okay, this is a nice little brush. I've got probably 7 or 8 of these laying around. Some are getting older, some are wet and destroyed. I don't know, but I needed another one for doing some stuff, so we got that. I got the bucket. This was like $4 or $5, and I always can use a bucket for washing your hands or whatever. And then here's the other thing I bought. We're going to do a review on this. It's a 2-pound slide hammer and pulley set. Now this, I believe, was $29. So we didn't get the 20% off this, but it's still, I mean, you go online and try to order one of these. This is like a dent puller. It's all for all kinds of things. I'm going to use this on my truck, just welding little, where there's a little dent where you can't get to. You can just sand it, weld a little tab on there, hook this onto it, and you can pull the dent out. So this will come in handy for that. And what a better time than a Saturday to purchase something like this. We're going to do a review on that, so stay tuned on that one, people. And the other thing is, like I said, I'm going to put you down in here and show you, but here's the other deal that we got. Now, when you turn around, and this is a water pump, so when you go this far on the car, okay, you want to change out the water pump. And this is, I got this off of, this is a WJB Automotive, okay? It's in, let's see, dependable performance. If you believe what they tell you, it's dependable and it performs. So when you're this far down into the timing belt, the water pump and everything is driven off everything. You want to turn around. It's accessible at this point, because if you don't do it now and later on the water pump goes, you got to pull it all apart same way. So this one's nice and firm. It looks well built. Okay, the machining looks really good. And look at this, we're starting to get a little snow, believe it or not, a little snow cloud. Well, you never know what's going to happen here on the compound. But the machine surface looks very, very well done, okay? And I'm sure this is possibly even a Chinese product, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm not mad at the Chinese people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at the everyday Chinese people. I would say Eddie and Edith, if you're in America. Maybe there it's Ching and Chong. I don't know. I'm not mad at the average person. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not mad at them. It's sometimes it's their governments, just like our government is crooked as hell. The average Chinese people are just trying to do like you and I. They're just trying to make a living. They're just trying to get some food on their table. They're just trying to watch their children grow and their grandchildren. But you can't be mad at Chinese people for taking advantage of the situation. You know what I mean? If we're the ones that are asking for all these products to be built, and they're the ones willing to do it, they're like the Mexican people. You can't blame them for wanting to work hard. That's a good attribute and a trait. You know, I don't agree with them coming across illegally. You know, they should do it the right way. Our government should allow that, where they have visas and stuff to come across where they won't want to abuse them. But at the end of the day, those type of people, the Mexicans or the Spanish people or the Chinese people, you can't blame them for wanting to work hard and to try to get something more in life. They just want a good living. You know what I mean? They just want to be able to provide for their children and have enough to say, hey, let me kind of enjoy my family while I'm here on the earth. But it's the governments that make people crazy, people. But here's the deal here, and we've got a new water pump, okay? And it looks well built. The casting looks really smooth. The holes look all that as though they've been bored out correctly. We're going to go ahead and use that. It comes with a nice gasket. You know, and here's the other thing. I'm all for America. Believe me, I love my fellow Americans, okay? However, you can't find a corporation in America that can build them here in America and sell it to you for that cheap. I think this was around $19. If this was made in America, it'd be $190. It's just because of how people are. You know, they want a higher wage and all that in order to afford everything. You're just not going to be able to compete with someone that can make it for $19. So it's no sticking your thumb in the eye to the people in America. It's just you just can't. We can't compete with people that are doing it for this price. So we're gonna give it a shot. Instead of running the old one, we're gonna pull that off. We're gonna put the new one on. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna do it the best of our ability, and then we're gonna have that put on there. So there's that. Here's the other thing. I got the belt. Now this is a Cloy's gear product, precision timing components. That's not just a timing component, people. This is precision. You see what I'm saying? That says precision. Do you see that? So let's not think that I just bought some low quality trash. Now this was probably made in China as well. I don't see a stamp on it where it says China. I'm looking. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go back here. Let's go back. Maybe we can't attribute this to the Chinese people. Hold on. Okay, we can. This is made in China. Okay, the water pump is made in China, which I really do think that the Chinese people are hard-working people, and I love them. You know, I think they're great. Now, this one here, let's see here. This one here is made in Germany, okay? Made in Germany. So what we've got here is some precision tooling and parts from Germany that made these, okay? We've got the timing belt, okay? It looks very nice. It smells of really nice rubber. It's strong. It looks like a nice one. Oh, it says here, do not crimp. Well, I don't know why you would crimp that. But that's the situation there. It looks really nice. Well built. So the teeth on it look really nice. There's no defects. I don't see any defects in it. Whenever you get a timing belt or any kind of part, you want to look it over for defects. Because what the last thing you want to do is just assume that it's precision when it really ain't. So even though it says precision, what we're doing is, like Ronald Reagan said, you want to trust, but you want to verify it. You know what I'm saying? So we're verifying that that's a good part. Now here's the other thing we're looking at. This is an idler pulley, okay? It's got a bearing, and the bearing feels very smooth, okay? Can't hear no grinding or nothing. It's well built. It's German. We got the propane truck going by. Keep on going, people. Keep on going. That's not us. We're not buying propane. We got firewood. We don't have to pay for that propane cost no more. Man, these people are getting bludgeoned right now with this propane fees. But look at that, the nice taper. Everything is soft on the edges. It looks like a really well-built bearing, and it's got a bearing number on it. So we have a really nice idler pulley there. And then what do we got here? We've got the tensioner, okay? The tensioner looks like it's not just raw metal. It looks like it's got some kind of coating on it. I don't hear any bearing noise. Obviously, it's brand new. But it looks like it's machined really nice. It looks like the Germans are up on their game. And we're going to put that in as well. And so I think what we've got here, people, if I remember correctly, I ordered this. It was either Amazon or it might have even been Rock Auto. I can't remember, but it was under 65 bucks for everything. I'm pretty sure it was under 65 bucks. Shipped right to the door. Now, if I was to go down to the local Advance Auto or something like that, they wanted over 130 bucks for everything. How are these box stores going to compete? I want to know that, because I can't tell you the last time I went to a Pep Boys or a O'Reilly's or an AutoZone. I used to go there all the time. Before these online stores, I used to go there all the time. And I just don't go anymore. Now, if I'm like the average Eddie or Edith here in America, they're doing the same thing as I am, people. They're not paying that long limousine dollar. They're saying, hold on a minute. If I wait 3 or 4 days, I can have it delivered right to the door. You do the math. I mean, I don't know how they're going to stay in business. You know, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this put together, and we're going to do it right. Now, I'm going to bring you in here. Let me get this camera off here. Hold on a second. Let me bring my light in here. I want you to see what I'm dealing with here, people. So, there's the tensioner right there. Okay, let me set this light right here so you can see. There's the tensioner, and let's hear it. Believe it or not, it don't sound that bad. I guess it's got a little bearing noise. So we're going to do that. We're going to change the other pulley, okay? And then, of course, as you can see, the water pump is right up in there. It's on the side of this baby. Let me see if I can get you a better look at the water pump. Now, this was the area where the fluid dampener came off, right here, or the pulley on the bottom of the crank. And it has a keyway right there. We got to make sure this is at top dead center. We're going to do that. But that's the pulley, and she's a little rusty, but the grooves are good. It's got a little chip back there. Don't mind that. That was for the power or the air conditioning. We're not using air conditioning no more. But that's that. And then there's a little plate that goes over here on top of it. Right, boom. That covers it. But let's get you up here and let's see if we can show you where the water pump is, people. Because I know that's the next step you're going to want. Now, there's that little idler pulley right there. You see it? Let that car go by, and then we'll try to get a sound on it. Let's see here. Let's get this water pump out. Let's get this, hold on a second. Let's get this, let's see. Let's get him out of the way. That's the power steering pump. We're going to get that out of the way. And let's give you a look at this here. Now, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, that don't feel that bad. But I'll be damned if I don't change it. I got to change it. And as you see, this one here, now you can hear that one. That is a situation that says, if you don't change that water pump now, which is right here, you're going to regret that. So we're going to go ahead and change the water pump. That's something we're going to do. And then as you see, this crossover tube is a little crusty, but we're not going to get into that unless we absolutely have to. Now, we can do that crossover tube without getting into the timing set and all that. If that goes, eventually we can change that out. And matter of fact, maybe I will order that and get that coming, because I think I can sneak that right through the other side, slide it through. There's an O-ring set up on this back piece, and then bingo, bango, boingo, that's all done. But that's the deal there, people. We're going to change out those components. So you see we got this one here, idler, or the tensioner. This is the idler, and then we've got the water pump. We've got some work to do on this car, people, and I'm hopefully between today and tomorrow. And you say, wow, today and tomorrow, all that time to put that little bit. There's a lot here. You can't just turn around and say, oh, it's just a little this or it's just a little that. When you're dealing with cars that are older, let me get you back on the tripod and we'll have a conversation here. When you're dealing with cars that are older and you're not just making that monthly payment and stuff, you have to deal with stuff like this. This is a common thing. You don't just say to yourself, oh, it's only going to take a half hour to do that. It may take all day. I may have to stop. I may have to clean stuff. I may have to prep things. But don't think to yourself, oh, this is just going to be a half-hour job. I like to clean things off. I like to know where I'm at when I'm starting with something. I don't like to go into it with grease on everything, and I guess you'd call it ADHD or whatever they call that, but we just called it, you know, doing it right, doing it with excellence back when I grew up. You just didn't call it all these acronyms that they've got, these different letters and digits for all these kids now. They say, oh, they can't pay attention, they've got ADHD, all this other stuff. No, they just need a good upbringing, and they need a good swift kick in the rear end sometimes. But at the end of the day, we're going to get this done. This is the 2004 series Honda Accent, or Hyundai Accent, and we are going to get her done. We're going to get her done right, people. So this is Bry. When we get her done, we're going to give you an update. We got to go in with the borescope and check the cylinders, make sure that the valves didn't kiss the pistons or nothing like that. But either way, we're gonna keep working on it regardless. So the timing belt's got to go on. But stay tuned, and if you want to see old little Susie back on the road, pay attention. This is Bry. I got to get on down the road if I'm going to do this.